Today I want to go into something like we have these high level topics and so deep tech and concepts and whatever, but I want to go into things like simple things. The problem I had was I have a system to develop prompts that I teach. The problem is it's not really good in a sense of it's not memorable. People don't remember it. So even I don't remember it. So I asked ChatGPT to create acronyms for my prompt system. And we'll go into this and how that went. Welcome to another episode of the Beginner's Guide to AI. It's again Dietmar here with my personal insights on things. And yeah, let's just jump into it. So, my prompt design has 5 categories. A perfect prompt has those 5 categories, and with those categories, if you have all of them in there, that's a perfect prompt. You don't need that always, but you have to keep that in mind. So I developed those categories, and it's great, and I teach them from travel agents to students to startup people, and it works for everybody. It's simple because it's a prompt and you have to fill it up with your information. It's like Lego. You just put the stuff there. But the problem is those 5 categories, even I can't remember. So the problem is they are abstract, and there are other people around in the world that always do those things in a didactical way, like they create acronyms. I'm not as good as creating acronyms, and I looked at my 5 Lego building blocks and I was like, okay, I need help. So I got ChatGPT in to help me create acronyms. This is really a thing. This is really practical. There is nothing high level, but this is one of the things where I say in the daily work, you can use that. And I use that for the next classes I have, for the next webinars I have. And I think it will make an impact. So the important thing about it is I put the whole thing into ChatGPT and I used a prompt that is, I mean, you just write a prompt. It's like really simple. You're now super creative when it comes to coming up with acronyms. I've developed a system for creating effective prompts, but I haven't been able to turn it into an acronym. Could you help me brainstorm some ideas for forming terms from my 5 categories that would be shortened into a catchy acronym? The 5 categories are role, target audience, style, content, and task. Not more. It's a 4-line prompt, nothing spectacular. So I used that, and with that prompt, I kind of put it into ChatGPT, and yeah, first thing that happened, I thought it puts out an acronym that is maybe not good. Yeah, so the problem was ChatGPT gave me kind of typical examples of how to fill my 5 categories, which is actually interesting. I could use that, like a role professor and what does a professor do, and putting that in a prompt. It's not perfect, and yes, I didn't give too much information into the prompt, so it's obvious that it's not perfect. But yeah, I mean, it's a good start, and it's an interesting thing, but it's not what I wanted. So I had to give something else. Okay, I have to give you more. I have to let you focus more on the categories. And it came up with some acronyms then, and that were like raised, pasta, cassette, guide, and craft. I mean, you can figure out something. Again, the problem, I didn't explain to ChatGPT much about my categories, so it couldn't know too much, but it was, more or less okay. And I like the pasta one. The thing is, pasta doesn't have much to do with, in any way, with prompting. So I thought, okay, I'm hitting a wall here. Let's do something else. So I went to Mistral, and in Mistral, was he was kind of getting it from the first, as opposite to ChatGPT. He was getting it, but the solution was strange. So he inserted, like, the first thing is role or assistant, but he then made role assistant, role definer, role manager, and so inserted a lot of nice letters there and made something out of it, but then in the end didn't work out. So Mistral, I thought, oh, I don't go with Mistral. So the next thing I thought, okay, let's go to Claude. Actually, those are the 3 ones I use. I don't use Gemini because I already have 3. The 4th one, I mean, A, it costs money, B, you have to use all of them. So Claude, same prompt, in German again, but this is no problem. One thing I forgot now. ChatGPT basically gave me English prompt, English terms, translated to German, but the acronyms were based in English, which is okay because I have English webinars too, but I wanted German ones for this. So ChatGPT couldn't translate right. He explained me what he did in English, but that didn't help. I mean, he made the T, like the pasta. I said one of the acronyms I like was the pasta. So he had topic, in brackets was Inhalt, giving me that. Yeah, that is nice. But I wanted German ones. So with language, ChatGPT really has a problem. Claude doesn't. Claude gave me some really great topics, and one that works in German and in English, and I really like that, and I think I will adopt that. This is Profi, professional. I don't know, does it work in English? Profi, it's pro in English. But anyway, so it worked out. I got an acronym, and then I had some things where I thought, okay, maybe not as good as I wanted to have it. So I told told Claude in this case, the I for the what was it? The Inhalt, which is content. I said, give me some variations, and he variated. He gave me like about 10 different variations on the I. What could it stand for? Still keeping a topic, so that the acronym still works with my 5 categories. It worked out. So I varied, I optimized, and I had my acronym, and really simple. Obviously, then I changed to English because I also want to teach in English. So the German one wasn't able to translate, so I gave him another one and said, okay, translate, or not translate, but give me the acronyms in English. And he came out with some stuff. And now I have C.R.A.F.T, character, reach. And then I went for appearance, foundation, and task. This is what a full prompt would have. And to craft a prompt, I mean, that's perfect, it's memorable, and one can come up with it. From a didactical perspective, it's really important to have those things that people can remember. Now I have my German one, that's Profi, and my English one, that's C.R.A.F.T, and it's perfect. Everybody can remember that. And yeah, with the help of AI. But the point is really interesting. ChatGPT was flawed. Mistral, I could have worked with that maybe, but I thought going down that road, the results were not as good. So as they say, Claude is really good with text. I thought it's a text exercise here, and it really worked. So acronyms for didactical purposes, for remembering purposes, really good for learning. Try it. It's so easy to get if you have a system, if you have something that works ABCD, make acronyms for this. It really helps the people following the steps. Yeah, thank you for listening to another episode of the Beginner's Guide to AI. Would be great to have you back in the next session. Don't forget to go to argo.berlin/newsletter to get the newsletter, and to follow the podcast on your podcasting app. Then let's see, switching off, and back in the next episode, Dietmar from argo.berlin.